Okay. So module 4 is all about mathematical relations and functions. Okay. So these are the objectives. So understand mathematical language of relations and functions. Then identify the relation as a function by applying the properties. Okay, so isa-isahin natin yan all throughout the lesson. But first, let us define relation. Sabi dito, relation is when two sets form a collection of ordered pairs of x, y, each of which coming from each set, then it is said that it is said that x or y, where x or y is read as what? Binary relation R from set X to Y. So pag sinabi natin relation, guys, may dalawang set daw. So for example, set A is, yung laman ng set A is 1, 2. Then yung set B natin is 3, 4, 5. So makakagawa ka daw ng relation when you create a collection of ordered pairs from two sets. So meaning, gagawa ka ng ordered pairs based on the elements. Okay? Okay. So paano ba yan? Let's have an example. Di ba pag sinabi natin ordered pair, may x, y, right? Parang sa equation or functions. Okay. So in sets, meron din ganun. Okay, ganito yan. For example, if sinabi natin, may relationship si A at si B. Okay? So this means that there is a binary relation R from set A to B. This one. Sinabi sa problem, ang partner daw ni 1, for example, ang partner ni 1 is si 3. And si 4. So partner niya yung dalawa. Okay? So from that, we created a collection of ordered pairs, right? X, y. Sorry for that. May nahulog. Okay? Then yung 2 daw, partner ni 5. So from this, we can say that A or B or R is a collection of ordered pairs. Therefore, itong set na ito is a relation. So may relationship yung elements ni set A kay set B. Okay? So kung malalaman mo sa relation kung sino ang partner nino. Okay. Okay. So there is like an operation between two sets that shows the relationship also of elements from one set to another. So ano yun? Ito yung Cartesian product. So let's study this kasi baka lumabas to sa exam. You need to know this. If you remember sa week 3 Cartesian product, diba? So kung kunin natin yung Cartesian product ng dalawang set, ano kaya mangyari? Okay. Diba? Ito yung itsura ng Cartesian product AXB. So yung X dito is read as cross. So we read this or we read this as A cross B or the Cartesian product of A and B. So paano ba kunin yung Cartesian product? Paano ba yan? So first, tingnan muna natin kung ano yung set. Then, tingnan natin yung elements ng set na dideclare sa left side ng X, which is A, set A, right? Then, after that, we distribute or pair up each element sa each element ng B. So, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, something like that. After 1, na na-partner mo na or na, nakagawa ka ng ordered pair, isa-isa, from A to B, Okay? That's the time na yung 2 naman ang i-partner mo sa 3, 4, 5. Okay? So that is 1, 2. So let's start with 1, ha? Pairing it up each of the element. 1, 4. Then 1, 5. So after 1, you have to pair up 2 each of the elements in B. So that is 2, 3, 2, 4, and 2, 5. So from this, you can say that this collection or the Cartesian product na collect natin and ginawa natin ng set or kinuha natin yung Cartesian product of both set, we can say that this is a relationship or relation, mathematical relation. So yung set A has a relationship with the element in set B. That's it. Okay? Question so far? Naintindihan? If there's no question, let's proceed. So relation in mathematics defines the relationship between two sets of information. If two sets are considered, the relation between them will be established if there is a connection between the elements of two or more non-empty sets. So di ba, sabi dito, two sets of information, so meaning it's not exclusive for numbers. So di ba yung sets, di ba, could be names, letters, no? Anything para kahit anong gusto mong i-group as long as they have the same property or common property. Okay. Sabi dito, the relation between them will be established if there is a connection between two elements of non-empty set. So meaning dapat yung dalawang set na gagawan mo ng relationship or mathematical relation should be non-empty, meaning may laman. So for example, if A is empty, walang laman, empty set. Okay? And B has 1, 2. So, hindi mo marerelate yung A to B or vice versa kasi nga walang laman yung isa. Dapat non-empty, meaning hindi empty. Okay? Okay. Let's proceed, no? So, let's have an example. So, for example, in the morning assembly at schools, students are supposed to stand in a queue in ascending order of the heights of all the students. So this defines an ordered relation between students and their height. So sa morning assembly daw, okay, yung parang ceremony at school, students are supposed to stand in queue, so meaning stand in line in ascending order. So from according to the height, so that is from the shortest to the tallest. So with that, we can say that there are two sets and they have an ordered relation or ordered pair. Okay? Between students and heights. So yung first set is students, yung second set is height. So let's say that set S is the name of the students or the student itself. For example, si Josh, si Kai, tsaka si Yumi. So these are the name of the students that belongs to set S. Di ba kakasabi ko lang kanina, yung relation is there is a collection of ordered pairs based on two or more sets, no, that have relationship. So here, may relationship na dalawang set is yung student's name or the student itself and the height. While yung H naman will be the height of each student in centimeter. For example, 171, 156, and 162 centimeters. Okay, so from that, we can create a relationship between S and H. So we can write here, no? R. Okay? So R, wait lang. R, so gagawa ka ng set ng ordered pairs, which is a relationship. So, for example, yung height ni Josh is 171. Ang height ni Kai is 156 and si Yumi is 162. So guys, remember sa set, yung arrangement ng elements inside doesn't matter. As long as tama yung pagka-declare mo and tama yung pagka-partner-partner mo or pag pair up mo to create an ordered pair. Okay, the arrangement doesn't matter unless may dineclare ang problem na dapat ito ang gawin mo. So now, let's start with the shortest kasi sabi dito ascending order. So dapat unahin natin yung pinakamaliit. So si Kai yun. Okay? So nauna ang set S, therefore unahin yung Kai. Comma 156 centimeter. Next is Yumi. So si Yumi, comma 162. Then si Josh yung tallest, 171 centimeters. So from this, no, this relation, no, is a set of ordered pairs. So Kai, comma 156. So this represents the relationship of each student towards its height. Okay. Therefore, this is a relation. A relationship between S and H. So Davis mapping depicts the relationship between set A and B. So from this, pwede tayong gumawa ng ganitong form. 'Di ba ang tawag nito is set roster. If you remember, set roster notation or tabular form sa week 3, 'di ba? If you remember. Or tabular form. So let's write it in tabular form based on the mapping diagram. Okay? So relation. Okay? So yung relation niya, the relation of A and B, set B. So the binary relation are between set A and B. So from this, no, we can create an ordered pair, right? So 1 partners with C. Then 2 partners with N. Then 5 partners with A. Then yung 7 partners with N. So this is the relationship between A and B. Ito na set. Okay. Okay, clear na. Okay, ulitin ko Ito yung relationship between A and B. So this is the ordered pair. Okay? Kung sino yung partner ni 1, ni 2, ni 5, at ni 7 from set B. Okay? Di ba pag sinabi natin ordered pair, di ba? If you remember, yung ordered pair is X, Y. So itong X, dinatawag nating domain. Right? Or yung X value. While yung Y naman is yung range. Remember natin yan and we will discuss that further later. Okay. Sabi dito sa second paragraph, so we're done with this. Excuse me. A relation from A to B, ito, is a subset. So if we write this, it looks like this. Is a subset of AXB or Cartesian product of A and B. So the ordered pairs of the relation is this one. So pag sinabi natin subset, guys, pag sinabi natin subset, it means that lahat ng ordered pairs sa relationship na ito is nandito sa Cartesian product ng A and B, A cross B. So tingnan natin kung totoo. So let's get the Cartesian product of AXB. Okay, let's use another color of the pen. Para di tayo malikaw. Okay, let's practice. No? Kasi baka lumabas to sa exam eh. So A cross B. Okay? So pag A cross B, guys, kung ano yung nasa left, dapat i-distribute mo isa-isa yung element niya sa B to create a ordered pair. So yung 1, pair up mo with A, with C, with M, and with N. With N. Then after that, yung 2 naman, partner mo with A, with C, with M, with N. So on and so forth, hanggang matapos mo lahat ng elements ni A. So let's start with 1. So 1, comma A, 1, comma C, then 1, comma M, then 1, comma N. So we're done with 1. Let's go with number 2, yung second element. So 2, comma A, 2, comma C, 2, comma M, then 2, comma N. Okay, let's continue, no? So we're done with number 2, distributing it each of the element of B. Now let's go with 5. So 5, dito na lang, continue natin. 5, comma A. Then 5, comma C. Then 5, comma M. And then 5, comma N. Now we're done with 5. Let's go with 7. So 7, comma N. Ay, sorry. 7, comma A. 7, comma C. Then 7, comma M. Then 7, comma N. So let's see kung subset ba talaga subset ba talaga yung relationship between A and B sa Cartesian product ng A and B. So, kasi sabi dito, a relation from A to B is a subset of A cross B. Okay. So let's start with A1, comma C. So, kung nandito siya, nandito. Yung 2, comma N is ito. Yung 5, comma A is ito. Then 5, comma A, ito. Then 7, comma N is ito. Therefore, this holds true. So, any set, guys, you always remember, any set na may relationship with each other is always a subset. Okay? A subset of its Cartesian product. Pag kinuha mo yung Cartesian product ng dalawang set, most probably, lahat ng ordered pairs sa relationship na A and B, nandun sa Cartesian product. Okay? So, dapat, yung relationship nila, relationship dito should be uniform with the Cartesian product. So, kung sinabing relationship between set A to B, so meaning yung A natin is yung domain. Then B is our range. Kumbaga, yung second element natin is B, ang first element natin si A. Dapat magkapareho, dapat una din si A dito sa Cartesian product. That's the thing that you should always remember. Okay, let's continue. So we're done with this, no? So this is all this is true. Guys, pag sinabi nating domain, guys, again, yung ordered pair na nagawa natin sa relationship between two sets, kung ano yung una dito sa ordered pair, kung ano yung nasa leftmost side, kung saan yung tail ng arrow, yun yung domain. Okay. Ganito ha, pag sa mapping diagram. Ganyan. Kung ano yung tail, ito yung, kung saan yung nakalapat yung tail, yun yung domain or yung X value ng ordered pair. While kung asan yung arrowhead, that is the range or the Y value. So what if, sir, ito ang given? Obviously, yung first element sa ordered pair, ito yung 1, yung 2, 5, and 7, yun yung domain. While yung Y naman is yung C and Y. Di ba? X, Y. Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, erase muna natin to. Kala ko na-disconnect. So practice kayo ng Cartesian product ha. Baka lumabas sa exam. So pag sinabi natin, we have to list. So for defining a relation, we use the notation where set 1, 2, 5, 7 represents the domain. So pag sinabing domain guys, yun yung X values ng ordered pairs. Lahat ng ordered pairs. And yung range naman is yung Y values. Ito yung X values. Okay, bakit 1, 2, 5, 7? So based on the relationship, no? So based on this, okay, yung domain natin is based on the X, Y, di ba, ordered pair to. So lahat ng X values sa set will be our domain. So let's write it down. So for example, domain. Tapos ganyan. Tapos gawa ka ng curly brackets which is the for the set. So lahat ng X values itong 1, 2, 5, and 7. So lagay mo lang. Okay? Well, yung range naman is yung X values. So yung X value, yung Y values para. Yung domain is the X values. Ito yung X, ito yung Y. Okay. So, yung Y values naman is ito, C, N, A, and N. You notice na umulit yung N. So, pag naglilista ka ng domain at range, guys, pag umulit yung Y value, there's no need for you to write it again. So, once lang siya i-write. So, ang range lang talaga dito is A, C, and N. It's like a class kasi. Isipin nyo na para siyang klase. So, may kanya-kanyang partner ang per student. Yung 1, 2, 5, 7, yung A, C, at saka N. Nagkataon na dalawa ang partner ni N. Pero kung mag-attendance ka sa isang klase, di ba? For example, dalawa ang partner ni N. Parang magkaibigan ba sa klase? Dalawang kaibigan niya. So, naging para silang partners. No? Kung mag-attendance ka sa klase, sa set na ito, there's no need for you to call N again. Kasi, si N is one entity lang. So, the same with domain and range. Pag, anak ko, stable na naman. I think nag-choppy ako, no? Okay, again. So if you call their attention or their attendance, if ito ay isang klase, there's no need for you to write it again, yung attendance ni N, kasi si N is isang entity lang. Okay? That's all. That's the thing that you should remember in listing the domain and range. So once lang siya dapat ilista. So, hindi ka na mag-comma N dyan. So, redundant na. So, erase mo yan. Dapat isang N lang ang ilista mo. Because we're talking about domain and range. Kung ano yung mga X and Y values. Intindihan? Clear siya? Okay, let's proceed. So, these are other ways to represent relations. So, yung first is what? Relation in a table. So, yung ordered pair doon sa taas, pwede mo palang ilagay sa table, sir? Yes, pwede. So, itong relationship na ito, this one, ito, yung relationship with A and B, pwede natin ilagay sa table yan. So, paano ba, sir? So, gawa tayo ng table, lagay natin sa table, obviously. So, X and Y. So, that is 1C, 2, and 5A, 7N. So, that is 1 at saka C, 2 at saka N, 5 at saka A, then 7, and n. So, kumbaga, yung x dito, guys, is the domain. This one is the range. Okay, so x comma y. Okay, so this is a collection of ordered pairs in a table. Okay, so itong negative 2 comma 1, so it is a point in a, or it is an ordered pair or a point in a Cartesian plane. Same with this one. So on and so forth. Now, after that, no, if malagay mo siya sa table, kung matagal, malagay pala siya sa table, yung relation, so pwede din siyang ilagay sa graph or sa Cartesian plane. So let's start here, no? Let's start here yung example na ito. Itong example na ito. So, yung negative 2 and 1 is ito. While negative 2 and 3 is ito. Na-plot lang niya. Plinat niya. 0, 2, negative 3. So, nag-plot siya ng mga points. 1, 4, and 3, 1. So, pwede siyang, yung relationship table or yung mathematical relation in a table can be put in a graph, in terms of graph. Graphing paper or in a Cartesian plane. How about yung example natin, sir, na letters ang ginamit? Is that possible? Yes, pwede. So, paano yan, sir? So, palitan natin yung negative 1 with negative A, negative B, negative C, hanggang negative Z. While yung sa taas naman, A, B, C, hanggang positive Z. So, palitan mo lang yung y-axis. Kasi ito nga yung y values, right? So, dapat, yung y values dito should be in letters kasi letters ang gamit mo. So, you can plot it here. Intindihan? So, any relation, as long as you declare yung x and y niya, you can plot it anywhere. So, relation in a table or in a graph. Okay? Okay. Let's continue. Another way to represent a relation is a mapping diagram. Okay? So, yung mapping diagram, guys, obviously, na-discuss na natin, di ba? On the previous slide. So, let's have this example, this table. So, yung 2, yung partner ni negative, ang partner ni negative 2 pala is si 1 at saka si 3. As you can see, yung 2, may arrow to the, going to 1 and 3. Then yung 0 is negative 3, so on and so forth. So, guys, sabi ko kanina, yung tail ng arrow, kung saan nag-touch, those are, this is the set for the domain. While kung nasan yung arrowhead, is the range. Okay? Always remember that. Now, let's go with the next slide. So, these are the types of relation. There's no need for us to dive in and discuss it each. Kasi this will be discussed after the exam. This is week 6. Kasi yung exam nyo is week 5. Okay? So, all you need to do is memorize all the typical na types of relations. So, yung mga types of relations are empty, universal, identity, inverse, reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So, we will discuss in depth on this after your exams. Okay? Okay. Just memorize this. And we will discuss that after the exam next week. So, sets and relations are interconnected, obviously, di ba? Magkakaroon ng relationship yung dalawang sets with each other. Okay? So, therefore, sets and relations are also connected to each other. So, the relation defines the relationship between two given sets. If there are two sets available, then to check if there is any connection between two sets, we use relations. No? So, the relationship between them is based on the assumed condition of the two. Kung ano yung nilagay ng condition. Okay? So, for example, An empty relation denotes that none of the elements of the two sets is the same. Again, so none of the elements in the two sets is the same. That is an empty relation daw. So, an example of which is yung set A daw, for example, in a farm, may isang set ng mga animals. Yung set A daw is a set of chickens in the farm. Okay? While yung other set na i-compare mo, i-relate mo sana is yung set of elephants, which is wala sa farm, basta is just a set of elephants. Okay. So what is the probability that you will see a relationship between the chicken and the elephant pairing together in a farm? So it's impossible kasi none of the elements are related or may relation. Okay? So from that is an empty relation or trivial, meaning walang relationship na naganap. Okay? Okay. So again, let's have an example, no? So in maths or in mathematics, the relation or mathematical relation is the relationship between two or more set of values. Suppose that x and y are two sets of ordered pairs, and set x has a relationship with set y. Then the values of x are called domain, whereas the values of y is called the range. So may dalawang set daw. Then nakagawa sila ng ng ordered pairs or set or collection of ordered pairs. This is the example. So 1, 2, -3, 4, 5, 6, -7, 8, and 9, 2. So from that, we can write the domain. Di ba? Yung -7, yung -3, yung 1, yung 5, and yung 9. So in this case, kasi in-arrange lang niya into ascending order. So from lowest to highest. But it doesn't matter kung ano ang arrangement as long as nalista mo lahat ng domain or elements na dapat ilagay sa domain na set. So yung range naman is yung 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 2. Pero na-repeat naman ang 2. So there's no need for you to list it again. Okay? Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8 lang ilagay. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions, guys? Clear naman? Okay. So everything's clear. So let's go with this one. So we're done with relations. Let's go with functions. So if you remember yung function, okay, an example of which is f of x is equals to x plus 1. So that's an example of a function, right? Okay. So let's define function. So when two quantities x and y are related, from the yung word na related, so that for some range of values of x, there is a value of y that is determined by that of x, then we say that y is a function of x. So therefore, may x and y values pala siya, domain and range. Okay? Di ba? Pag nagpa-plot tayo ng function, meron tayong x, y na ginagamit to plot this one. Therefore, may relationship pala ang function. Dinidescribe din niya kung ano ang relationship ng x and y values. Therefore, lahat ng function are relations. Di ba? Kasi yung relations guys is a collection of ordered pairs na may relationship yung x and y values. Therefore, lahat ng functions is relations. But sir, ito yung question. What if, sir, sabihin natin, are all relations functions? No. It doesn't work the other way around. Kasi may characteristic ang function that makes or separates it from all relations. So yung function, guys, is a relation but not all relations are functions. So kasi may characteristic ang function na that separates it from relation. So dapat magiging function ka if yung domain mo or yung x values ng ordered pair mo are unique. Okay? Unique dapat siya. So meaning, non-repeating. So let's go back yung sa relation na example. Let's go back here. Okay. So sabi dito, itong relation na ito, that is -2, -2, 0, 1, 3 yung domain, while yung range naman is okay, nag-choppy ata. Clear na? Okay, again. So from this relation, tingnan natin. Di ba sabi doon sa slide, previous slide na diniscuss ko, na yung relation, magiging function siya if yung first element or yung domain is unique. So ito yung domain, ito yung range. So from this, no, from the information that we have uh, that we have discussed previously, is this relation a function or not? Sige nga. Okay. I have a question to the class. Is this relation a function or not? Bakit? Bakit kaya hindi siya function? Both is repeated. Hindi po unique ang domain. Very good. May nag-repeat. Pero what if I change this with -1? Now, what is this relation? Is this a function or not? Function na kasi unique na yung x. So function siya at the same time relation kasi merong ordered pair. Right? Function and relation siya at the same time. Okay. Very good. Now let's go back. So functions relates an input to an output. Di ba yung input natin is yung x while yung y is your output, or should we say sa function that is f of x. So it's like a machine that has an input and an output, and the output is somehow related with the input. Di ba? Sabi ko nung week 3 or week 2 ata na yung y natin is the dependent variable while yung x natin is independent. Kumbaga, hindi magkakaroon ng value si y if walang value si x na sinubstitute natin. Okay? Intindihan? Okay, let's proceed. Skip muna natin, no? Ito muna. Laka. So again, no? Lahat ng functions na belong sa relation. So lahat ng functions is relation. So this is a Venn diagram. That shows the relationship between the mathematical relations and functions. So lahat ng function na belong siya sa relation. But not all functions not all relations are function. So merong exclusive group inside the relation yung function. So hindi ka basta-basta makakapasok sa function if hindi mo masatisfy yung first condition. Dapat yung first element is not repeated. That's it. Okay. Let's go back here. So these are the types of relation based on, these are the different types of function based on relation. So these are the functions, no, based on the relation, types of functions. So let's start with injective. So sabi dyan, it is a one-to-one function. So the injective function F, where P relates with Q. So therefore, yung tail ng arrow, remember? So kung saan yung tail, nag-touch, this is the domain. And this is the range. So set P and Q yan, implies that each element in P, there is a distinct element of Q. Dapat, yung partner daw ni P, may partner lahat ng P na element. And dapat distinct ang element niya sa Q. Meaning yung partner niya sa Q, walang ibang partner na P. What does it mean, sir? Example. Surjective, ah. So, yung elements dapat ni P, may partner na Q na unique. Meaning, yung Q na elements, walang ibang partner na P. For example, ganito. Okay? Something like that. Or may other siya na partner. Dapat, 1-to-1 lang. Isa lang ang partner niya. Okay, gets? Okay. That is injective. Pero, may isang instance, okay, or situation that separates injective from other functions. Ano kaya yun? So, this example would explain it. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yung partner ni 1 si 5. Okay? Yung partner ni 2 is si 4. Yung partner ni 3 is si 7. So, as you can see, may isang Q na walang partner. So, this is still injective. Why? Kasi ang condition lang ni injective, dapat lahat ng P, nasa P, yung domain, may partner na unique. So, wala siyang pake sa Q if wala siyang partner as long as yung P niya may partner na unique or isa lang ang partner ni Q sa P. That's it. That is injective. Okay? Okay, naintindihan? Lumabas sa exam niyan. So, okay lang na walang partner si Q sa injective as long as may partner si P na unique. No questions, ha? Okay, let's proceed to many-to-one function. From the word itself, no, many-to-one. So, marami sa isa. So, to many-to-one function maps two or more elements of P to the same element of Q. What does it mean? So, for example, yung P, maraming population na element. So, 1, 2, 3. Then yung Q is isa lang ang element. So, ang partner lahat ng P is iisang Q. Or yung partner ni Q is multiple elements of P. So, that is many-to-one. So, kung i-plot natin or ilista natin yung ordered pair, that is 1, 4, 2, 4, and 3, 4. So, tingnan nyo, umulit lang yung Q, pero it's still a function kasi yung first element natin is non-repeating. Therefore, many-to-one is a function. Okay? So, that's the definition of many-to-one. So, dapat yung domain is non-repeating and of course, partner niya is iisang Q or maraming partner si Q. That is many-to-one. Now, let's go with surjective. So, yung surjective, guys, ganito. Yung surjective or onto function is iba talaga siya sa ibang function, especially injective. Di ba sa injective na merong instances na yung Q walang partner? While yung surjective dapat may partner lahat, P and Q. And it doesn't matter kung nag-repeat ang Q, meaning may multiple partners ang Q. For example, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is 5, 6, 7. So, ang partner ni 5 ito, ang partner ni 2 ito, ang partner ni 3 ito. So, yung partner ni 4 pwedeng ganito, si 5. So, as you can see, yung element 5 sa Q, may multiple partners na P. So, if we list the ordered pair that is 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, and 4, 5. So, is this still a function? I asked the class, is this a function? Function to, guys? Yes, it's still a function. So, it doesn't matter kung mag-repeat yung Q or yung range. Wala siyang pake. As long as my partner. So, sa Q, iba siya sa injective. Di ba sa injective, may times na walang partner si Q. So, dapat sa surjective, may partner si P at si Q. Kompleto. It doesn't matter kung umulit-ulit yung Q or may ibang partner si Q sa P. As long as hindi nag-repeat ang Q. Still a function. Okay. Let's go with the last one, bijective. Yung bijective function, guys, is a combination of surjective and injective. Paano yan, sir? Okay. Let's proceed. Ano yun? So yung bijective, guys, is a combination of surjective and injective. So 'di ba yung injective is dapat yung P may element may partner lahat, then unique ang partner. While yung surjective naman, lahat ng P and Q may partner, it doesn't matter na repeating. So may contradiction, right? So ganito yan, dapat mag-compromise si bijective. So for example, sorry. So example, P and Q pa rin na set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So dapat, yung property ni bijective is same with injective. Dapat, unique yung partner ni P. Then, may partner lahat si Q, which is the surjective. So ito yung sinasabing complete one-to-one. Complete siya. Kasi, isa lang ang partner niya na unique, monogamous siya. Then, may partner lahat si Q at si P. Okay, that is bijective. Kasi may times sa injective na walang partner si Q. So, hindi siya papasang bijective, itong injective. Lalo na itong surjective, hindi siya papasa kasi dapat unique ang partner ni P sa bijective. Okay? So, lahat ng bijective, guys, is considered injective. Kasi nga, di ba sa injective, dapat yung P may partner lahat ng P and unique siya, distinct. Pero hindi lahat ng injective papasang bijective. It's like function and relation. Lahat ng function relation, pero yung relation, hindi lahat ng relation is function. Okay? Any questions on this? Any questions, guys? Clarifications? Any questions? None? Okay. Let's go. We're done with that. So again, no, f of x. So this is read as f of x or function of x. This is the classic way of writing a function. So again, ito yung classic way of writing a function. Okay? Okay. F of x. So this is read as function of x or simply f of x. Now, we're done with this, right? All functions are relations, but not all relations are functions. As you can see, this is a relation, but not a function. And this one, this is a function and a relation at the same time. Kasi yung x niya, hindi nag-repeat. Then, yung mga ordered pairs is nandito. Okay. Okay. Now, we're done with this. Let's go with the three main parts of a function. So, yung function, may tatlong parts na main, parts siya. May tatlong parts siya na dapat natin pag-aralan. Okay. So, first part is the input, which is x. While yung relationship will be the main function. And the output would be the y or yung f of x. Okay? So let's go here. So this is an example of a simple example of a function. So any input multiplied by 2 is a function. So yung input natin dito is x, right? And this is the function, main function. And this is f of x, the output. So yung input 0, it becomes 0. Yung 1 becomes 2. 7 becomes 14, so on and so forth. So what if 50? So this is what? 100, right? Excuse me. So from that, we can say that f of x is equals to 2x. So any input sa x, i-multiply niya by 2 or is multiplied to 200%. Okay, that is times 2. Okay, that is an example of a very simple function. So again, no need to dive in with this one kasi we will discuss this after the exam. This is for, the syllabus tells us that we should discuss this on week 6, which is after your exams. So an example, common functions, no? You need to memorize lang kung ano yung mga common functions and relations. So this is the common functions in algebra. Linear, inverse, constant, identity, and absolute value function. So another one or another samples or examples of functions. Okay, let's go back here para familiarize nyo. Linear, inverse, constant, identity, and absolute value function. Okay? Just memorize that. Nakapost na din ito sa FB group guys ha, itong PowerPoint na to para meron kayong basis. And pag-aralan. Na may FB group kaming ginawa, nandun naka-upload yung mga virtual recordings, virtual class recordings, and also yung mga PowerPoints and reviewers. And I wish you luck on the exam. Now, let's go with other samples of functions. So x squared is a function, x cubed plus 1 is a function. Sine and cosine tangent are functions, no, used in trigonometry. So obviously, if we examine a sine wave, okay? So, as you can see, if you plot this, isa-isahin mo yung mga points dyan, yung x niya is unique. Therefore, this is a function. Same with cosine and tangent. Okay? So, equality of functions. So, equality of functions. Two functions are said to be equal if and only if they have the same ordered pairs. Okay, let's have an example of two functions with different form but they have the same value. So f of x is equals to x plus 1 while yung second natin is f of x is equals to lagyan natin ng parang separation para ma-differentiate natin ang ordered pairs nila. Wait, ang second function is this one. 2 times x minus 1 minus x plus 3. Okay. So, what if inassign natin siya with the same values of x? Then dapat the same ang y and x niya. So what do you mean by that, sir? So this is x and y. So mag-assign tayo ng value that start with negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay? Same with this one. Dapat the same ang x nila. Let's see if we substitute x, the same ba ang y nila? Okay, lagay ko na lang dito. Okay, thank you for... Okay. So, copy natin to. So, x and y, that is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So, let's start here sa x plus 1. So, substitute natin yung negative 2 dito. So, that is negative 2 plus 1, that is negative 1. How about yung negative 1? Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Then, substitute natin yung 0 dito sa x. That is 0 plus 1, that is 1. Welcome. Then, dito, substitute natin yung 1, that is 2. Then, substitute natin yung 2 na value of x. Dito, 2 plus 1 is 3. So, dapat pareha ang X and Y or ordered pairs nila if we substitute the same values here. Okay, isa-isahin natin. Tingnan natin kung same. So dito, substitute tayo ng negative 2, right? Dito, negative 2 rin. Okay, that is negative 2 minus 1. That is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 times 2, that is negative 6. Ito, naka-enclose ito. Guys, may negative dito. That is negative plus, times negative. That is positive. So, positive 2. So, from that is negative 4. So, negative 4 plus 3. Okay? That is negative 1. Okay. Baka. Now, let's continue. What if we substitute yung negative 1 naman? So, this is negative 1. This is negative 1. Okay? So, this is negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. This negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And this is negative times negative, that is positive 1. So, that is negative 3. So, negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Okay, so far so good. So, pareha pa sila. Now, let's proceed with what? 0. So, 0, 0. So, minus 0, this is 0. So, this is 0 minus 1, that is negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 times 2, that is negative 2. So, kung 0 na ito, that is diretso na dito. Negative 2 plus 3, that is positive 1. Okay. So, we're almost there. Wala, na-erase ko yung 3. Okay, let's go with 1. So, substitute dito. That is 1. 1 din dito. That is 1 minus 1, that is 0. So, 0 minus 1, that is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 3 is what? 2. Positive 2. Okay, so mandali lang masyado, no? Okay. Now, substitute 2 here, isa-isa. 2 dito. So, this is 2 minus 1, that is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Then 2 minus 2 is 0. So 0 minus 0 plus 3 is 3. So pareha sila ng ordered pair. Therefore, this function and this function is equal or they have equality of functions. Naintindihan? Okay, kalito ka, sir. So practice nyo to and let's see kung pareha sila. Practice nyo to sa inyo mamaya. So how to determine if a relation is a function? Diba sabi ko kanina, we can determine a relation or a relation if a function if yung first element or yung domain is unique or non-repeating. Okay, you examine the x values and the y values. Bakit kasali yung y values, sir? We'll discuss it later. No? So we can also check or determine a function or a relation. We can check if a relation is a function graphically based on graphs. So for example, yung graph ganito, guys, what if ganito? 'Di ba? This is a quadratic function. So paano 'yan? Paano 'yan? Paano mo i-check if graph lang ang given? Halimbawa sa exam, ganyan. So you do a what? Vertical line test on the graph. If one lang ang nag-touch the point, no? Meaning that is a function. Any part lang. So pag 1, meaning that is a function. Pero what if, sir, ganito ang graph? So mag vertical line test ka dyan, tingnan natin. So, vertical line test, so 2 points ang natamaan, meaning there are some parts na mag-repeat yung x. Therefore, this is a relation, not a function. Okay? So, that's all you need to remember. Okay? Okay. So, we're down to 4 minutes. Bilisan natin. Madali naman ito. So, we're done with this. Diba? Dapat yung input values or yung x or domain should be unique to tell a relation that it is a function. Pero ito yung hindi natin na-discuss. Okay. If there is a repetition of the first members or the domain and the repetition of the second members, which is the range, the relation becomes a function. What do you mean by that, sir? So from, for example, ito. Sige nga, class, is this a function or a relation? I-base mo dito sa given. Is this a function or a relation? Based sa knowledge na gather natin kanina na dapat yung first element or domain should be unique. Relation siya, right? Pero sabi doon, pag nag-repeat ang buong ordered pair, dapat i-omit mo or tanggalin mo yung sumobra. Itong 1,5, di ba, dalawa? So, tanggalin mo yung isa. Yung 3, -8 is 3. So, tanggalin mo yung dalawa. Then, you rewrite it kung ano ang natira. So, now, is this a function or a relation? Is this a function or a relation? Function na. Diba? So, guys, wag pa dalos-dalos pag mag-check ka ng relation sa exam. Okay? Tingnan nyo muna kung may nag-repeat na ordered pair. Okay? Then, from that, pag na-eliminate nyo na yung sobra, check nyo again yung mga first element ng natira. Baka may 3, 7 dyan. So, magiging relation pa rin. Gets? Okay. So, in this one, pwede nyo i-erase yung sobra. So, function pa rin. Balikan natin yung skinip natin. So, this one, is this a function or a relation from the relation? Function, kasi yung first element hindi nagbalik or tawag na ito? Unique. Sige nga, ano ang domain yan? What is the domain? Ilista mo ang domain. Okay, what are the domain? Sige nga, what are the domain, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sabi ni LG, correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How about the range? Ano yung range? Yung range, guys. 1, 2, 7. Guys, di ba sabi ko kanina, pag nag-repeat, di ba pag mag-list tayo ng domain and range, pag nag-repeat yung number, once lang siya sulat. So that is 1, 2, and 7 ang range. Okay, I think you get the pattern. And that ends our module 4.